Welcome to War Room Sports TV. War Room Sports is brought to you by Audible.com. Download a free audiobook of your choice by going to audibletrial.com/War Room Sports.
Our special guest is on the line. She is a comedian from Somerset, New Jersey, I believe, but it seems like all over the internet they give her props for being from D.C. So, I mean, when we get on the line, we'll see if she accepts that or not. And, of course, she's an HU grad, HU in the house. You've probably seen her on the Ellen DeGeneres Show, Comedy Central's Live at Gotham, and she was also a semifinalist on Season 6 of NBC's Last Comic Standing. So we're going to welcome into the War Room for the very first time Miss Erin Jackson. Erin, you there?
Hello, I'm here.
How are you?
Hello, fellas.
Welcome.
Hey. How you doing, Erin?
Hey, Erin.
I'm good.
Welcome.
Since you're here, we want to laugh.
Let's clear it up. I am Jersey all day. I rep Jersey. I'm not
okay.
Yeah, I see, because, they just claimed you on the, They talking
about
the long lineage
started.
Yeah, they talking about the long lineage of DC comedians, and they just threw your name right on up in there.
Well, I'm not mad about that company, but
yeah, it was some good names. It was some good names. I can't front. All right, so let's get right into it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Basically, what we want to know, we want to talk about some comedy for a minute, and it's like we said to you when we spoke to you the other day, like, a lot of people, everybody here in the War Room, we've been kind of like clowns all of our lives. But, to do what you do, it behooves me. So we kind of want to know what inspired you to want to actually go into comedy as a career.
You know what? It's crazy. I was never a clown. Like, so many people think that, or they think that, all comics are, like you said, class clowns, silly people, goofy, and I'm not that. In my real life, like most people I know, we don't really know each other at Howard stuff, but like most people I know, they're like, you never said anything funny to me. Like, how did you get to be a comedian? And I think I just always had the kind of humor where you had to know me or be sitting close to me and hear whatever sarcastic thing I said under my breath, but I was never an attention getter clown kind of person. So it's weird for a lot of people that know me.
I guess you were just funny when you were talking about real stuff that was going on right there.
Right. I was never. Yeah, it was always just for the people within earshot, I think. So that's. I think that's kind of like my comedy is now. It's basically sarcastic. It's basically everyday stuff that happens to me and just my cynical take on it. So, that's how I've been living my life. So in terms of inspiration, the people, my family, I have a big family, and they are all in South Jersey. All my family's from the Camden area. Got 13 aunts and uncles and 40 first cousins, and they give me a lot of material.
Wow.
Yes.
Damn.
People in my family like each other.
You deserve an ovation. A lot of people don't make it out of Camden.
Yo, if you just been from Camden.
Yes. Well, I told you they're all still there.
Erin, this is Jimmy. I have another question for you.
Go ahead.
My question for you is this. Who were your favorite comedians, like, when you were growing up, and also who are your favorite present-day comedians? Who do you like in terms of other comics?
Okay, well, yeah. I love a ton of comics. I love a lot of comics whose styles are nothing like mine as well. I just like funny. So, growing up, I was a Def Jam fan like everybody else. So I loved all those guys that you would see on there. I think my favorite comic, though, of all time, I saw him for the first time. It's really cliche, but I saw him for the first time when I was, I think, in the 7th grade. I saw him in New Brunswick at the State Theater, and that was Bill Cosby. I've seen him maybe 5 times total. And I just love what he does because he's just a master at it. But in terms of, contemporaries, I love Chappelle. I love Rock. Seinfeld. I love Whoopi Goldberg, Ellen DeGeneres. And there's a ton of guys that aren't like household names that I just know from working with that I love.
Oh, put us down with him.
Like, yeah, like Ted Alexandro. He's a guy out of New York. I mean, he's definitely known, but in terms of comedy people, but everybody doesn't know who he is, and they should. He's hilarious.
No doubt.
Alabama.
So, Ted Alexandro, of course, Louis C.K., all those guys people know. But I'm just a fan of funny people, whoever they are, under the radar.
Erin,
But,
Erin, this is B. Austin, so you definitely are a fan of mine because I'm a funny dude.
Hey.
I'm a funny dude. Now, it's one thing to be funny, but it's a whole other thing to kind of be able to get up on stage in front of people and make people laugh. I mean, we saw Bernie Mac. I ain't scared of you, motherfucker. I ain't scared. It has to be nerve-wracking. Can you remember the first time on stage and how it went and how you transitioned from then, you think?
Oh, man. My first time doing comedy, I can't even say it was on stage because it was in a sushi bar in D.C. And I was
She's in front of the kitchen.
Sushi chef. Yes, the guy was cutting sushi and they have like just a little deli counter. And then on the side of the deli counter where they would cut the sushi, they put a microphone on T Street in DuPont, D.C. And that is the first time I ever did comedy. And
was this like an open mic or this was a gig?
Yeah, it was an open mic. It was an open mic because, of course, you're not going to get nobody to pay you to go to a club when you first got started. And, man, I did it, and I was terrible, but I didn't know it. I had fun. Like, I watched the tape back. I still have the tape, and it's just, oh, my goodness. It's painful.
Okay.
But
you thought you were terrible or nobody laughed? Or did they throw sushi at you?
Well, I know now that I was terrible, but people laughed.
Okay.
I don't know what they were really laughing at, but they, they gave me enough to where I came back again next week, So, yeah, it started out as a hobby, something I wanted to do. I had a job I hated, and I was looking for something fun to do after work, and I tried it, and it stuck. That's it.
Yeah,
I guess that's not an exciting story, huh?
No, it's actually
It is what it is.
Like sushi? I wasn't expecting you to say that.
Yeah. Erin, this is Paul. I guess to your point, when you said you weren't a class clown, I kind of was back in high school, and I guess that's why I'm not a comedian. Because I couldn't imagine getting on stage and trying to make anybody laugh. But
we done all shot our clip.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah?
Exactly. I don't got nothing left.
You got nothing left.
Yeah. I got nothing. But in regards to your comedy, your style has been described as controversial humor. Now, you said that your family is somewhat inspires you, but, like, what motivates you to come up with your material? Is it strictly, like your family experiences, or is it, like, do you, like, reflect on things, or, like, what motivates you, and, like, how do you come up with that, with your material? Not to get all in, and I want you to put it all out there and somebody try to, steal it from you like Jay-Z or something. Right. Okay.
No. I mean, did you say my style is controversial?
Well, controversial humor has been described as.
Okay. People in my life, everybody's subject to going in the act. You know what I mean? And that's just the danger of knowing a comedian. So I think, most of the things are things that I think everybody has experiences with. People in their family that do dumb things or say dumb things, or friends, or things you see on TV. I just kind of look at things, and my whole, like, if I had to sum my act up in one word, it would be like, really, like, that's it. Like, I look at everything like that with a cynical eye, like, for real, are you serious? I'm going to take that, and I'm going to put it on the stage and make everybody know why that's ridiculous. So that's kind of what it is. I mean,
so you basically taking people
and
playing them out.
Well, now.
No, she's taking people that are playing themselves out, basically.
You know what? That's a better way to describe it. Like that guy who took me out on the date and then didn't pay and then peed in front of me. He deserves to be in the act.
Whoa!
You know what I'm saying?
Damn.
Whoa! Let's hear this story.
See, I saw Erin Jackson a couple, last week, so I know exactly what she's talking about.
Yes, that came to my show. So,
we want to hear this.
I met this guy. We go out to eat, And, I mean, it was a terrible day. Worst person I ever met in my entire life. Like, just the worst person. So it's bad conversation. So when the check finally comes, he doesn't even look at it. I don't know if y'all ever done that move. I hope not. So he doesn't even acknowledge it. So we do the stare-off thing. So I'm like, basically like, are you really not going to pay that bill? So then I pay for my half of the bill because I'm like, I got to get out of here. Then he asked me to help pay for his half. He was like, he had the money, but he said, I don't want to break my last 20. You know how it is. Once you break it, it's gone. That's what he said. Yeah.
Where did you meet this? Where did you meet this gentleman?
Well, where I met him. Why we bringing up old shit? Okay, can I say that?
Not really, but you.
I'm sorry. Well, where I met him, let's just say I met him on a website called I met him on eHarmony, and it
Black Planet.
Wait, I didn't even
I thought you was about to say Black Planet.
No, I didn't meet him on. If I met him on Black Planet, I would be less surprised.
You said Christian
So we left the restaurant. Long story short, we're walking back to his car, and he stops and pees in front of me in the alley.
Yo, this boy was definitely from Camden.
No,
or
my parents
Baltimore.
taught me early never date a guy from Camden because he's probably related to you. So I don't do that. Yes. So yeah, those are the kinds of people where if you do something like that, you're in the act. Sorry.
Okay.
So,
hey, Erin, this is
describe it by just saying really. Then it seems like you'll never run out of material because this world is just full of idiots that make you say really.
I think that's true though. You know what I mean? In everything. I mean, every day there's something. You can write down and you can take it and you can build, and it doesn't come in the act right away. But you're right. I mean, there's never going to be a shortage of things for comedians to talk about. That's the beauty of it.
Okay. Erin, this is Akil on the line. Appreciate to have you on the show. And it's interesting. I actually graduated from Camden High my senior year to play basketball in '95. And and I grew
up. Made it out.
Yeah, but I also went
That's
to
only
Central
because
Philly.
he visited for a year.
Yeah, but I'm originally from Philly. But Camden, it could be a rough place. I played for the Centerville Timbers too, if you know about those, a football team. But anyway, what are your future aspirations in comedy?
Well, I would love to continue doing stand-up as long as I can, but I want to write. I want to do more writing for TV, hopefully. Some sitcom stuff I'm working on, and maybe even working for a show that's already on the air. Those are the kinds of things you do. So in addition to just writing jokes, you're always writing and submitting script ideas and writing and submitting, to write for Chelsea Lately and whoever needs writers. That's something that we do as well. Cause, a lot of people think we work 1 hour a day or, do one show and then that's it. But there's work all day to be able to get that 1 hour worth of work. So, yeah, I want to write. And I want to be able to have, at some point, a job in comedy that doesn't require me being on the road all the time. I could get in the office and write a script, have a family or something like that, maybe one day.
What about movies?
What about movies? I mean, I want it all, absolutely.
Okay.
And I would love to do movies. I think it's all cyclical. You do a movie, then more people want to pay for you to come to their comedy club, pay to see you. So it all works, together.
I'm just throwing that out there because if you become, big in the movies, where
yes.
You're making some decisions and stuff like that. If you ever have a movie where you need some sports talk guys for any reason,
any reason,
we can act.
There you go.
Okay. I mean, we can sit here and we can recite the whole movie, the whole script to Menace to Society if you want, but that might take a while.
I don't know if there will be a place for that in my film, but you never know.
Hey, Erin, another thing real quick. Erin, so you're telling me that all these people we see with these talk shows, they're not even a quarter of as funny as we expect them to be. Like comedians just writing all their material.
No. I'm not saying that. I mean, a lot of the people that have sitcoms are comedians. I mean, when you think about it, there are a ton of people who I didn't even realize until I started comedy how many people on TV were stand-ups. Like, that was their background. So, but you can't write, the same thing as you. You can be on TV every night, but if you're, Letterman, you can't write all your jokes every night. That's a lot of jokes to write. So you need other people, to kind of help you out with that. But yeah.
Yeah. Actually, I'm going to see a Kevin James show in D.C. on April 4th. I didn't know he was a stand-up.
Yeah, I mean, that's how all those guys get their sitcoms. Yeah.
For what they're charging,
Kevin James is funny.
All right.
Kevin James is funny.
I'm just saying that because he's your boy now.
No, I don't know him. If I knew Kevin James, I'd be trying to come up.
All right. All right. Well, let's get into some sports real quick because I heard you say in your act that you love sports. So, what's your favorite sport? First of all, that's what we want to know.
Football, for sure. NFL football, favorite.
And why? Is there a reason why it's your favorite sport, or just because it's everybody's favorite sport?
No. See, I used to love basketball. I mean, I always followed football, but I used to be a bigger basketball fan. But I've been doing comedy for about 9 years now, and football, number one of the easiest things, it's the easiest for me to keep up with because I'm always on the road. I'm working at night, on the weekends, and it happens mostly on one day that I'm not working. So that works. I mean, I just love football. So that's the one I can. Like, I still watch basketball, but I can't watch all the games.
All right. Well, speaking of football, we're here. You're an Eagles fan, and my question is,
I am.
How's that worked out for you?
Well, let me say, it gives me a lot of material. It makes me have a lot of stuff to talk about, a lot of hatred to spew. I mean, it's working out for me like it's working out for any Eagles fan. I mean, come on. I know some of y'all are Eagles fans in there. Know what it's like.
They make our show. When the Eagles are playing, we get good shows because,
Yeah, because they always fall short of the goal, but they always do it in spectacular fashion. There's always some news.
Spectacular fashion.
You always got somebody on the team saying something stupid. Yeah.
Yes, they are dramatic losers. I love it.
Like your man Vince Young last year with the whole Dream Team.
I like that
Dream Team.
Dramatic losers.
Yeah. You're the second string quarterback. You're not even good. And you're talking about Dream Team. Now you put the target on the team's back. And you
don't get
not
me
only
started.
that, but in the press conference, I think he went third person on him.
I think he did.
I had to Google Vince Young's middle name so I could call him all the way out whenever I watch football. Whenever he does something, if they think about putting him in the game, I'm like, Vincent Paul Young, do not throw an interception. Oh, my goodness. I just
His
got
middle
back
name
from
is Paul?
Texas.
And then he throws like 3 in a row.
Yeah. He closes his eyes when he throws.
He walks around in the club with grown men with his shirt off. So
this is B. Austin. I think that I have a problem with the African American quarterback in NFL. And I think that you'll have a great time with material for that. You can talk about Jamarcus Russell. You could talk about Donovan McCoward. You got even Mike Vick. You got a ton
if you haven't noticed, he is not a Donovan fan. He finds a way in every single show we've done. This is our 84th show. He finds a way to slander Donovan McNabb in every single show, whether he's in our lineup, our rundown, or not.
Well, I mean, he's kind of easy. You know, I mean, why not? I was a Donovan fan, but now I just want him to go away. It's sad.
Mr. Passive Aggressive himself.
Yes.
I think the boy has a very, very mild form of syndrome.
He's so classy. He's such a nice guy. No, I know what he is. But yes, I was a fan of his. I always was a supporter of his till he was gone, and then he wasn't an Eagle no more, and it didn't matter.
Mm-hmm. So Erin,
you were more just supporting. You were supporting the team. You were down. You was down with the team.
Towards the end, I mean, I'm still I'm still like a Doc fan. Like I will watch him play still. I'm a fan of his. I was a fan of Donovan's as long as he was our quarterback. But
So even though even though football is your favorite sport, Aaron, do you get into like all this March Madness, college basketball stuff? Like, do you fill out brackets and stuff like that, or do you not get into it that much?
I don't deal with college basketball for sure. I don't know. I have this thing about rooting for my team, and I went to a HBCU, so that's impossible. Like, root for. You know what I mean? Like, one of my friends was talking about that on Facebook the other day. It's kind of like, I'm just like, all right, this is not for me, because I can't root for anybody other than Howard, and I can't root for Howard. So
I totally get that. Like a lot
Howard
of
hasn't been to the tournament since like 1992. That's crazy.
If you talk about Howard, I went to Lincoln. That's a lot worse. If I want to root for somebody, I need to go to an adult site, and I could. Never mind.
Hey, Aaron, is it just the Eagles though, or do you root for all the Philly teams?
No, I don't. My family, I grew up more in Central Jersey. All my family's still in South Jersey, but my family moved further north. So I had no choice with the Eagles. That was just family. But my dad roots for all the Philly teams. He's a Sixers fan. But I grew up in like Central North Jersey, so I rooted for the Knicks because they were the only team that was worth watching back then. And then they started sucking in.
The Knicks are back
from nothing.
No, they're not. Well, they were back. Right. They were back, and then they're going again. But it was, you never know. So
yeah, get the Philly treatment real quick. We had to boo you real quick. You root for the Knicks.
Oh, is that what that was? Sorry.
All right, everybody. I don't know if you've seen the website, but Erin sells a T-shirt at her shows and online that reads, quote, "I hope you don't make it to the future." Now, I've spoken to you, and I've spoken to you, and I've heard you talk about this in your act. But can you tell our audience your inspiration behind that phrase and where they can get a T-shirt?
Sure, I can tell you one of them. Obviously, I can't tell you the second since I have to wash my mouth. So basically it's this. Like, you hear people say all the time, like people will say, our kids are our future, you got to invest in the youth because they're our future. And I know, like, that's supposed to inspire me and give me hope for the future, but I keep running into children that I hope don't make it. And so they're the inspiration from my shirt. Like, every kid's not cut out for the future is just the point. It's not me being a true thing. Like, it came about. I was at a CVS drugstore, and I'm standing in line, y'all, and there's a young girl, like a teenager, behind the register. The total of the stuff that I bought came to $3.85. I gave this girl $4, y'all. She rang me up, looked in the drawer, and with a straight face said to me, "Sorry, but we ain't got no dime." And that was all she said. Like, she called for the next person, like, I'm gonna leave without my change because dimes is the only way you could get to 15. Like, it was one of those things. I was like, wow, you're not even gonna try to solve this. And so I asked
you should have handed her a T-shirt.
Right. I was like, I understand you ain't got no dimes, but are there nickels and pennies in your drawer? Without missing a beat, she looked down and said, "Yeah, why?"
She said, "Wow."
Yeah, that's pretty much it. So that's really, like, exactly, really.
She's our
future.
Yeah.
I kind of don't want to go.
And I feel you when you walk around every day and you see the boys with their pants like right above their kneecap
on the ground.
Yeah, and really, really tight clothing, like wearing women's clothing, and this is our future. So I understand the shirt. Because actually, Erin gave one to my wife, and she was so excited. She ran out and wore the joint the next day when she went to Target, because every time we go to, like, Walmart and Target, we see people that we don't want to make to the future, so she wore that joint right away.
It doesn't just pertain to kids. It's not just about kids. I mean, that's where the shirt came about, but, I mean, that dude that peed and didn't pay for the date, I don't want him to make it either, and he's a grown-up.
Yo, dude is crazy.
Speaking of that,
I always say that about those boys.
All right, but before we get you out of here, I mean, let everyone know where they can find you on the internet. How they can get in touch with you. Not personally, but, on the internet, Twitter, Facebook, or whatever, and where they can see you perform if you got any shows.
If you want to get in touch with me personally, they can do that. I mean, we go on a date. If you don't pee on a date, you are already the best date I've had in years. So
and if you're ready to break that 20.
What if you had a lot to drink? You can't go on dates where people can drink. You got to go on dry dates.
He can't have a lot to drink, especially if he's not going to break his last 20 to pay for it.
Exactly. He said, this always happens when I drink rum. That was his excuse. Look, you should drink rum. So, if anybody out there, if you're looking on the internet, you can find me at erinjackson.net, that's ERIN Jackson.net. I'm on Twitter at EJ the Comic. And if you go to my website, you can find links to my Facebook and my Twitter and all that good stuff, my YouTube things. I'm working on a video right now that I'm going to upload tonight. I do a travel video blog about the places I go to work, so that'll be up. So check me out, folks.
All righty.
Absolutely.
We want to thank you for joining us tonight. We had a ball, and we would love for you to come back sometime in the near future. Matter of fact, whenever you got something, you got a show coming up that you want to promote, just let us know. And we'll blast it out to our millions and millions of fans.
Fantastic.
All right, so thanks for joining us, and we appreciate it. Erin Jackson.
Thank you.
All right, Erin.
Bye.
Kuwait is the war room with 5 nights at the round table. 5 Philly guys, the first of